It's so many Jaylens. We got Jalen Duren, we got Jalen Williams, we got Jalen Williams, we got Jalen Green, we got Jaylen Johnson. Like, what in the heck, yo? What are they putting in the water? Like, it's wild Jalen's in the NBA. So if you have a child and you're a new child, name him Jalen. He might go to the NBA. Here are the top 3 buy lows you need to pay attention to for fantasy basketball. First up, we got somebody that is near and dear to my heart, and actually he's been stinking up the joint over the last couple weeks, according to his standards, right? He's still really good, and I'm not knocking him at all. It's somebody that I have on tons of my rosters, and also am high on him in real life. I'm talking about Ant-Man, Anthony Edwards. Over the last 2 weeks in points leagues, Anthony Edwards is ranked number 63. That's low. He has not been producing on the level that we know him to perform on in the last 2 weeks. On the season, he is ranked number 30, right? So if you're interested, this would be the time, if there was ever a time, to buy low on Anthony Edwards. Next up is a player that I wish I was higher on during draft season. There were some other players that I was looking at, honestly, and I heard his name. A lot of people in the fantasy community were high on him, and I really missed this one, but I won't miss it again. The next buy low from the Detroit Pistons is my man, Jaylen Duren. And there are a lot of Jaylens in the NBA right now, like, that are cooking. Like, there are Jaylens everywhere. Like, it's like the new, like, NBA star name, right? Like, my next kid, I might name him Jaylen. So, anyway, Jaylen Duren, over the last 2 weeks, is ranked 75, right? Not doing what he had been doing. Because on the season, he's ranked right now 63. At some points, and this is in points leagues, at some points, he was even higher. So he's kind of regressing. Hey, listen. Take advantage of it. Your man is literally a walking double-double. He's averaging on the season 13.9 points per game, 11.8 rebounds per game. In the last 7 days, he's doing 14 and 14. So he's picking it up, but this is an opportunity for you still to buy low on him, right? So his last game, for example, he did not achieve a double-double. He had 15 points and 5 rebounds. Game before that, he did get a double-double, but it was a lower output there. And then on the 31st, he kind of stunk up the joint. He had only 17 fantasy points. So he is someone that I would be targeting right now in a buy low situation if you can. And the last person we want to take a look at is somebody that is surprising to me, that when I saw his output over the last 2 weeks, I was like, sheesh, like, somebody need to buy low on this man, for real, for real. And this guy is definitely an official fantasy star, Paul George. Paul George over the last 2 weeks is ranked 83, 83rd in fantasy for points leagues, right? And on the season, he's ranked 35. So if you could take advantage of this, really, he's been having some ups and downs, right? So see if you can take advantage and execute a buy low for Paul George. Here are the top 3 sell highs you need to pay attention to for fantasy basketball. First up, we want to go back to the Jaylens, right? It's so many Jaylens. We got Jalen Duren, we got Jalen Williams, we got Jalen Williams, we got Jalen Green, we got Jaylen Johnson. Like, what in the heck, yo? What are they putting in the water? Like, it's wild Jalen's in the NBA. So if you have a child and you're a new child, name him Jalen. He might go to the NBA. So the first sell high will keep the Jalen train going. Is my man, and not even my man, somebody that I wasn't really feeling for fantasy, but he is making me put my foot in my mouth, for real. Jalen Green, the first Jalen we'll talk about for this sell high segment. Over the last 2 weeks, he is ranked 23 in points leagues. What? Top 25? Jalen Green is top 25 on his season. On the other side of that coin, he's ranked 87th, right? It's like, Listen, people were farting all over Jalen Green. The ascension of Alfred Şengün had a lot to do with it, right? But he's making a claim like, yo, like I'm still a scoring machine, especially in points leagues. He's somebody that I will be moving. And the way he's performing right now, you might be able to execute a deal to get you like a top 30, top 40 type of guy. If I could do that, I would do that in a heartbeat. No hesitation, no questions. Next up, we're going to keep it going, keep the Jalen train going. We did Jalen Green for sell highs. We did Jalen Duren for buy lows. Now for my next sell high, I got another Jalen for you. And I hate to sell high on this guy, but I would. I'm talking about Jaylen Johnson. Jaylen Johnson has been cooking with a kerosene heater in the front room of your grandma crib. I'm not playing, yo. Check this out. Over the last 2 weeks, ranked number 24 in points leagues. On the season, ranked 59th. He's again in the top 25. We got 2 Jaylens in the top 25 right now in points leagues. Come on, man. See if you can sell high. If I can get a top 30 guy, a top 40 guy, maybe a top 30 guy for Jalen, because I think Jalen might have like tremendous upside, more upside than Jalen Green in my opinion. So maybe a top 25 guy. Give me a top 25 guy and sell your league mate on his recent performance to see if you can execute that deal. And my next sell high is not someone not named Jalen, which I'm sorry. I was thinking about putting Jalen Williams on the list just because, but he's banged up and I wouldn't sell high or buy low on him at all. But the next guy is someone I would sell high on. From the Chicago Bulls, Kobe White. I had a chance to watch one of Kobe White's games recently, man, and he's for real. He's improved a lot. He's polished his game. So I think a part of this is sustainable. I don't think his recent performances are. Over the last 2 weeks, he's ranked 35 in points leagues, and on the season, he's ranked 67. So for me, I'm definitely moving him if I could grab me a top 30, maybe even a top 40 guy. Top 50, I would kind of stay away from that because, you know, he's producing consistently. And with the trade deadline coming, we don't know what's going to happen. Like, there might be even more room for him to expand his game.